Smarterfan.
Hey everybody, welcome to another segment of Smarterfan Podcast, where we bring you behind the veil of sports, business, and life. I'm Joe, and this is Barry. What's going on, Barry?
Ooh, Joe, I got something cooking for us tonight. I got a special guest.
Yeah, man, yeah. It's what do they say? Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
You always get me. You always get me, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Let's go. Let's jump in.
All right, so before we start, I want to give a shout out to our friends in Sweden, the Ukraine, Bangladesh, South Korea, and Japan. Thanks, folks. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, that's what's up. We need to go to do a show in all those countries.
Yeah, right?
That's what we need to do.
So,
talk to our fans face to face.
That's right. So now the Knicks and the Sixers. Man, we thought this was going to be a war, and it wound up being a cakewalk.
Man, you talk about take out the garbage.
Yeah,
I was like, what? They went to the G League? What happened?
I mean, yeah, man, they had the brooms out and everything.
Man, I was like, man, I mean, what happened, Philly?
Yeah, it's like, 144 to 114. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they have a 19.4 points per game margin of victories. That's the largest since '84.
I mean, Cat out there looking like an all-star.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think Mike Brown might have found a role for him as a facilitator more than a scorer.
Yeah, I could see that.
It takes a little of the pressure off of Brunson,
Yeah.
And it seems to be working.
So. It seems to be another tool in the toolbox. Because he was able to, yeah.
So they were up 81-57 at the half.
It was ridiculous. Folks was walking up out of there.
Well, there were nothing but Knicks fans there anyway.
No. Oh man, them Philly fans is something else, brother.
It was MSG Southeast.
Yeah, bro. Folks was rolling down 95. They took over the arena, bro.
Yeah. There was this one reporter. She was trying to give a commentary out in the concourse, and she just got surrounded and swallowed up by Knicks fans.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
So it was crazy. So now they wait the winner of the Pistons and Cavs.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Can the Cavs put away the Pistons? Harden seems to have found a role.
Yeah, he finally showed up. I mean, the Pistons are up 2-1, and it's just going to be interesting to see how that one plays out. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, they came through for them and kept them alive.
That's what they need that, but they also need the other people to come up as well, because the Pistons are going to raise their game.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to figure that out. They better figure it out now since they're going home.
Yeah, well, talk about going home. The Lakers are on the brink.
Yeah, what happened, Joe?
They just fell apart. I mean, the Thunder are just rolling all over them.
I mean, rolling.
They won 131 to 108.
I mean, their big man ain't shown up nowhere.
Yeah.
He looking like MB. listen. I don't mean to go back, but I almost forgot that Paul George was on the Sixers.
Me too.
I mean, you talk about someone with no impact. I
Yeah.
literally was like, you can't be paying all that money and get no impact from either of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you look over the Lakers. What do you think is going to happen, Joe? You think this is, and then Aiton over in the Lakers is just like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the stage is too big.
Could be. Could be. I think they're just overwhelmed by SGH and crew.
Yeah,
SGA
they
and
are
crew.
true because they've been running tight and they're young
Yes. Yes.
and they have that championship smell on them. So it's going to take something to knock them off.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Now
That's
the
something to do with.
Yeah. Now the Spurs and the T-Wolves, that's turning out to be a series.
Man, Joe,
I mean,
I think they did the wrong thing. I think, listen, I think Ant coming off the bench is more dangerous than having him full time
well, he dumped 36 points
on their head.
in the last
This is what
game.
I'm talking about.
You know,
So think about this. So you could literally think about you could switch him up and keep the opposing team on balance. Is he playing full? Is he playing quarter? You know what I'm saying? Is he playing? And now that gives other players what? Experience. Because you see the Knicks, right? They're getting that experience.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Folks is getting out there. All right, go run around now. All right, get your shot. Play some defense. Come on now.
So now this last game, well, Wemby got kicked out of the game, so that didn't help matters for the Spurs either.
Yeah, well, he's got somebody got to work with him on his anger. He's got some anger issues.
Well, it was the way it went down. I mean, he was in a crowd. He came around with the elbow, and it looked flagrant, but who knows if it was intentional.
Well, you know what? I should reframe what I said. If you look at old tapes of him playing, and every player gets frustrated, especially tapes about him and Holmgren, right? And being outplayed by Holmgren, you could see some not mental health, anger issues, frustrated. You're competing. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, they need to help him. He's young.
Yeah.
Help him work through that because people are going to push you on the ground. People are going to elbow you. People are going to try to frustrate you. Just ask Shaq.
Yeah.
And what they used to do to him. I mean, I was like, y'all need to get the police out here. This is illegal. What they doing to him.
Yeah.
Right? So he's got to help somebody to help him figure that piece out.
Yeah.
And he still hasn't got his man body yet.
Not yet. No.
So, and I'm sure he's getting a lot of dirty shots and a lot of unclean shots, and that could be very frustrating. So he just needs. This is where coaching comes in.
Well, I predict OKC to come out of the West. I think they're just too strong.
I don't know who can take them.
They're a problem. The East, I'm favoring the Knicks. So we'll just have to see how they do against these other two teams. They're going to have plenty of rest, but that could be a double-edged sword.
Yeah, you can't rest now. You get yourself swept. Just ask Philly.
Yeah, well, OG's going to need the rest for that hamstring.
Yeah, he needs to rest as much as he can because we need him right now. The more you can rest him, and the farther we go, the better.
Right. But it also takes away their momentum, though.
Well, it really forces other people to step up. So you gotta find out somewhere. You're paying us money. You gotta find out what you got. Can't just sit on the bench forever.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
I gotta find out what you got. Because what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? God forbid he gets hurt. You gotta have it's next man up.
Yeah.
You can't be. That's one of the things, unfortunately, that got Chris Paul. Yeah, unfortunately, at a certain point, your body just is starting breaking down. There's nothing really you can do about it, but figure out ways to work around it, right? That's why I think that situation with Ant-Man and Minnesota and the injury, if they play that situation right, that can be a terror. Could you imagine he plays some in the first, he plays some in the half, and you save him to the fourth and he's fresh?
Yeah.
You know how much of a problem that is?
Well,
And at the same time, you got other guys who are finding their game, finding their rhythm, right? So now it's a simple formula. 5 guys will always beat 1, 2, or 3 guys. 5 guys. But can you get 5 involved?
Well, we're going to have to see how that all plays out. But
Yes.
right now, we have a guest.
We have a guest, a very special guest, who's heading out our NIL initiative. You've heard us talk about it, fans. But this is a very, very good friend of mine who's a therapist at a major Division I college, and we're going to talk about NIL and just as much about mental health. What's really going on behind mental health for the player, for the team, the dynamics that are not being talked about, what is being addressed and not addressed. So this is almost going to be like a series on mental health. So with no further ado, we're bringing in therapist Royce Jones. So folks, we have a special guest. You see him on camera, therapist Royce Jones, major Division I therapist, working with student athletes day to day, the dynamics of NIL. So he and I have been talking for quite a while. We go back as friends for a while. And I said, Royce, we really need you to come on and tell us the real deal of what's going on with NIL, what's going on with mental health from a therapist's point of view. So folks, get used to seeing his face because he's going to be downloading a lot of information to empower parents, to empower coaches, to empower student athletes of really how to navigate this new world and so forth. So I can't help it. I mean, Dr. Royce, tell us what's going on with this new mental health space from your seat, sir, from where you sit.
Yeah. First of all, I'm just I want to say thank you for allowing me to be on and to share the space with you guys. I'm definitely honored and privileged to not only be here but to be working with student athletes. I tell people it's the dream job I didn't dream of. I didn't necessarily ask for this. I was in the military 14 years, got out, went to school, knew I needed to do something. And so I didn't know that journey would lead me here. Working at University of Louisville, been there now almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in August. And it's been a healthy, long ride. A lot of adjustments, changes, things like that. But it's been good. It's been good. I've learned another level of flexibility and learning how to adapt to the climate of college sports and D1 level athletics, and just in working at a D1 school. It's a lot that goes in behind the scenes that people don't see, people don't talk about, that affects our student athletes, and that affects the game. So yeah, I'm definitely one of those people where it's like, man, we got to get better, and we are.
Awesome. Joe, don't let me now. Joe, you better jump in here, Joe, because if you let me go now.
Okay. So, how are NIL deals and the financial disparities that they create? How are they affecting the mental well-being of those who aren't getting the big deals?
So for some, it is affecting them in a negative way, and then for some of them are just happy to still be at a D1 school. So when you think about NIL, it's something that is newly created so that it can help the student athlete to be recognized in this world and make some type of money from their name, image, likeness, where the school has made money, right? But now it's time for them to make that type of money now.
Right.
And so for student athletes, it could come across as my worth is tied to if I have some type of NIL contract, right?
Right.
With that also, it could come across as in, when it comes to not having NIL and not getting that type of money that can come from it, am I going to lose that motivation to still play the game that I supposedly loved?
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so when you tie money to this thing, it's moving from the aspect of I was doing this because I loved it to now it's a business.
Right.
And with that business comes a lot of different things that can, help to elevate not only you, but maybe elevate your family. So there's added pressure. So now if you're not getting NIL and you're at a D1 school, maybe some of your family members might be saying, well, how come you're not getting no money? This person's getting money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're not. So what does that mean for you? Are you not as good as, you say you are, or the family thinks you are, which, again, your worth is not tied to an NIL deal. Your worth is tied to your love and your value and the effort that you put into this sport and the reason why you started playing this sport. And so your payoff for your name, image, likeness may not come at the college level. Yeah, it may come at the professional level.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now you have to think about what you can control and what you can't control.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And with that, some of these NIL deals are these student athletes, they have agents, and with these agents, they seek out opportunities for them. Right. And so you don't necessarily need an agent, but when you have an agent, it's like that in-between person. But there are student athletes who may not have an agent and can get some type of NIL deal with Crocs or, some type of fast food restaurant, and so it's multiple things that they can do, but understanding this, that their name, image, likeness is who they are as a person, not necessarily tied to, the money that can come from it.
Right. Okay, so now with NIL requiring a heavy social media presence, how do you help athletes manage the anxiety that comes from constant public scrutiny and internet trolls?
That's huge too. And so you're always going to have people who are for you. You're going to have people who are against you. These are just fans.
Yeah.
They are just fans who can't control how you play or what you do or your value. And so it's understanding that you have a persona, an image, right? But you also have the individual person. Who are you besides being this this person who plays basketball, football, soccer, or whatever it is? You're a person outside of that. So when you were born into this world, when I was born as Royce Jones. I wasn't born as a therapist. I wasn't born as someone being in the military. I wasn't born into all of that. That came as time went on. Right. And so it's understanding who you are at the core, and that this social media thing, it's an image. It is a highlight reel. It's not who you are as a person. And so helping them to see like you're more than this, and that these people, you're always going to have people who will praise you and then in the next sentence demean you and talk down to you because they're full of emotions. They are, maybe trying to get likes, or they're just diehard fans, whatever it is. But don't take it personal, because it's something that is going to continue to happen.
Oh yeah. We're seeing it now with the gambling aspect.
Oh my goodness.
And
these people's crazy. Like, you putting your house up You know, for someone playing a game.
Yeah. And then calling them up and threatening them.
Yeah, now you got the problem. I don't have the problem. You put your house up. What is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't have the problem. You know, but again, you know, these people, you know, are, and here's the thing, that they can have some influence if we allow it. And so I tell student athletes, just like cut it off. Cut it off. Turn it off. Shut your phone down. Don't look at it. Don't respond to people. You know, again, understand that this is just a part of the game, but it's not something that, you know, for you should allow yourself to now take in all of the negative things that they're saying, because that's not you.
Yeah, but it also can affect your game.
It can affect your game. And so what I try to go back to them is like, you know, you've put in the work. This is what practice is for. You know, you practice to play, right? And so if you put in such and such hours, such and such shots, all of this time, right? It's so that when your number is called, when they tell you you're starting, now you're able to perform and do naturally what you've been doing behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now, does NIL make it even harder for them to admit weakness for fear of losing deals?
I don't necessarily think that. I think when it comes to any weakness, you know, or mental health in general, it's still that stigma around, if I speak up about something that I may be going through, how is that not only going to affect me on the court or on the field,
right,
but personally with coaches, with family, and everything else. And so, you know, for them, it's normalizing, you know, that mental health is everyday living.
Everyday living.
Yeah.
It's everyday living. It's do I have the tools, tips, resources, and the internal belief that I can get through whatever is coming my way.
Yeah.
Right? That's mental health right there. You know, and when you believe that, and here's the thing, I don't have to have all the answers.
Right.
I don't need to know the outcome. I just got to believe that I can get through it.
Wow, that's powerful.
I have people around me that can help me get through it. Again, I have my values. I have my strengths. I have my positive traits. You know, I have my family. You know, I have my close friends who pour into me. They're filling my cup, right? And they're allowing me to be vulnerable when I need to, and to talk to them the way I can. Talk to my therapist when I can, so that I can be vulnerable and maybe gain some understanding and clarity on maybe some of the negative thinking patterns that I may have, that I may have grown to use as a mechanism for coping. Right. And so it's unlearning some things and learning some new things. That's called, you know, when you're able to neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to make new neurological connections, right, and adapt new ways of thinking and being. You know, that's what we have. And so it's teaching them those things so that now they can think better, be better, feel better, and then do better.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Barry, I know you got a lot of questions.
No, you're doing good. But I just want to dip, since you let me dip in here. So, you know, Dr. Royce, you know, I think people forget in this environment with these young people that they're kids. They're kids. They're kids. On the biggest, as I said to somebody, I said, do you realize these kids are paying people's retirement, mortgage, car note, tuition for their kids, and vacation? They said, Barry, what are you talking about? I said, you see what these coaches, and I think coaches should get the money. I ain't got no problem with that. But do you understand these young people are leveraging their health and everything for a hopeful payday that may or may not come that can end any time. But in the meantime, because the coach is getting an increase in salary based on the performance of the players on the field. So the more they win, the more he makes. And they said, oh, sweat. So what do you think you're doing with the money? They're paying mortgages, second house in Aspen, 3 or 4 foreigns, and so forth and so on. And this has been going on since the beginning of college sports. That's why I've always been a big advocate, and I'm working on it, to get Ed O'Bannon. Because if it wasn't for Ed O'Bannon and many before him who played basketball, UCLA, who really pushed this in the late 90s into the 2000s of athletes being compensated. And his story, Dr. Royce, was like this. I'm at my house. He's playing for the Nets. He's playing video games. And in the video game, his image comes up. He's a player in the game. He gets his lawyer to write EA Sports and say, I didn't give you permission to do that. And I need to be compensated. So at that time, their response was, well, we'll take you out of the game. And they took him out of the game, but the player still had his likeness and still had his number. It was him. So they made millions off of him in the game because he was player of the year. Ed O'Bannon was no joke. He was a top 3 pick. Top 3. So this is, again, they're kids. So, one of the biggest, I had this experience with a friend of mine who literally watched himself on ESPN, but didn't have $10 to go get a sandwich. Didn't have enough money to call his mother.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was him. And I said, this is crazy. I was a freshman. I said, this is crazy. This guy, imagine you watching yourself on TV and you, great touchdown, this, that, and the other, make a green shot, hit the baseball, and you ain't got $10 to go get a sandwich? You ain't got money to call mama, see how she doing?
What does that do to you psychologically?
That's where I wanted to go. How are you tackling that dynamic? Because there's 2 sides of it, right, Doc? There is, I don't have money, and then there's the other side that I do have money, and people won't stop calling me, Doc.
Yeah.
Cousin from Old Bluff, other side of the mountain that I never knew was a cousin, talking about, my lights are off. Then you getting, my car note due.
Yeah.
The light, the plumbing went out.
Yeah.
Tuition.
And I bought you a pair of sneakers when you were in the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Right. And so, mental health.
As parents have to realize that, the child didn't ask to be brought into this world. And so it was your responsibility to give them everything that they needed to become successful. And so once they become successful, that is your rite of passage to say, you know what, I did a good job.
Yes.
I did a good job. I helped to create this human being that now is able to contribute to society on a higher level. Wow. Now, as far as what that child now owes you, is something that I think as a child, as a son, I understand that, my mom did what she could. Anything that I can do for her, I have to first do for myself.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that I'm taken care of, because if I'm taken care of, just like the lions in the jungle, I got to eat first. I got to eat so that I can go hunt. And so what folks don't understand is that you have to put a boundary in there and make sure you're taken care of, right? And be smart with your money in the sense of get you some financial education, financial literacy, learn how to invest, and put your money into some Roth IRAs, some protected funds, so that now you're not just helping your family right now, but you're helping your family in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the other thing is you have to teach people how to fish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Teach them how to fish. Like, okay, if I'm going to give you this sum of money, I'm only going to give you this sum of money, right? Because you have a plan.
Ooh, talk about it.
A plan in which you're going to use this money, and after that, I'm not giving you no more after that.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
Right. And if you don't have no plan, then you don't get no money. And here's the thing: I'm gonna put the money in a trust. Put the money in the trust so that now it's not you owning the money, it's the trust that owns the money, right? So that now it's hands off.
Right.
But we have to start talking about these things with these student athletes so that they know how to protect themselves and how to protect their family and to protect their present and their future.
Wow.
Exactly.
Man, Joe, how we doing?
We're going to have to stop right there.
You had that face on, and I was getting ready to jump in the water.
Yeah.
I said, let me check first because I really want to go in. But listen, this was amazing, Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
We appreciate you so much. I might as well tell you now, this is just part A.
Yeah, we just scratched the surface.
We just scratching the surface with you.
And so, I'm ready, baby. Put me in, Coach Soul Brother.
So we just scratching the surface. I mean, I got like 20 questions here that I didn't even get to. So, man, this is so good. We're going to talk about the coaches, the players, the transfer portal. Like the kid Caleb Downs, I didn't realize he went to Alabama, got a check, went to Ohio State, right? Then into the league. What's that mental piece like?
And a lot of these student athletes, they don't have a sense of commitment.
Yeah.
It's more of the right now type of thing. Yeah. Who can give me the best amount or the most amount of money, right, in the shortest amount of time? Because they're not necessarily looking to stay at these schools long term. So, yeah.
See, I got to bite my tongue because I want to go because it's almost looking like the NBA when Kais was coming out at 18, 19 out of high school. And it looks like that's what's basically happening with players in college football. They're getting the opportunity to kind of, and then there's another side where a lot of guys who left, got drafted, want to come back. Because it's different in college than when you're a pro. It's a different, I'm here with grown men now. It's a different mentality.
Sure.
And a lot of these guys realize, this ain't just basketball. This ain't college, rah, rah, rah. This is grown men, right? And so that whole mindset, but we're going to get into it. I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be so much fun because so many people need this information, and we're going to touch all of it. But again, thank you, Dr. Royce.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And we're going to enjoy this segment, and we're going to learn everything we can and share it with our Smarterfan family all over the world. And as that, I want to give a special shout out to our family in Canada, our family all across coast to coast in the U.S., as well as Argentina, as well as France, and as well as Germany. We love you. We appreciate you. Continue to share, tune in, and the website is almost live. So look out for that soon, where you'll be able to ask us questions. And whatever we choose, we're going to read those questions and answer them and shout you out all over the world. So it's going to be a lot of fun, folks. So again, as we always say, Joe,
stay in the game.
Stay in the game, family. See you next week.
Good.
Smarterfan.